and gentlemen, your next fight is a Thai boxing match. Please welcome to the ring, fighting out of the red corner, Joe Taylor!
Coming down to the cage now, we have Joe Taylor, who will be fighting out of the red corner for this Muay Thai bout.
Yes, Joe Taylor training alongside Sam Evans, who fought earlier in the night. Both decently experienced Thai boxers. They've joined the gym relatively recently. They've both been very dedicated. Joe Taylor likes to pressure forward with boxing and low kicks. Let's see if he can put that pressure on his opponent tonight. Simpson making his way to the cage, another representative of BMAC, Banbury Martial Arts Centre. They've brought a few good fighters tonight. Let's see what this one can do. I think the keys for victory here for the fighter from Redditch MMA, Joe Taylor, will be to pressure forward and land his powerful boxing strikes and his mix in his low kicks. For Luke Simpson, I don't have any personal experience with him. Even just walking into the cage, he looks like he had some good footwork there. Maybe once he gets a feel of the fight, he will use it to bounce around and counter. There's probably a good thing to do against someone who's such a good pressure fighter as Joe.
And we have the start of round one. Both fighters coming out very aggressive.
Joe Taylor immediately with that crashing pressure. And he gets reversed into the cage.
Both fighters swinging wild.
Beautiful sweep attempt there.
Nice kick from Luke there.
Nice kick. Takes Joe off his feet.
Luke pressuring in nicely.
Luke Simpson using that front foot sweep very well.
Brings his opponent down to the ground again.
He's utilised that foot sweep to off-balance his opponent and then fire with a knee after.
Open to the big tee.
He telegraphed that tee. Joe seemed to get out of the way of the bulk of it. Joe pressuring now into the cage.
Looking to frame under his opponent's chin.
Another tee knocks down Joe.
Joe needs to make sure he stays in his stance in between exchanges.
That's what caused him to fall at that tee. Both fighters seem to have slowed. They put out a lot of force.
Joe pressuring Luke towards cage wall. Neither fighter too active in that clinch, over-under clinch, 50-50.
Coming towards the end of this first round, and Joe lands a couple of nice leg kicks.
Ooh, Joe, it's a big uppercut from Luke there.
That's the end of the first round. What do you think that each fighter could do to improve their position as the fight goes on?
It was an aggressive performance by Luke. He appeared to be getting the better of Joe that round, particularly with those sweeps. I mean, 3 sweeps in one round. You'd have to give it to him. What do you think, Sam?
I think the judges will heavily favour upon seeing Joe hit the floor. They may not have been knockdowns where he's taken damage, but he's certainly been put out of position. And Luke, his opponent, has certainly made Joe appear less organised in his defence.
Yeah, exactly, that's right, Sam. If Joe's going to advance towards Luke to secure a finish, he needs to ensure he's staying in his space. The same goes for when Luke's pressuring in towards him. He needs to keep his space, use that as a platform for counters. It means that when he gets hit with his teeth, his legs are underneath him and he's less likely to go down.
And we are down to start number 2.
Joe looking to pressure Luke towards cage wall.
Joe throwing big overhands.
It's been quite reckless.
A throw attempt there from Luke, and he lands a big right hand.
Joe looking to pressure Luke towards cage wall again.
A nice knee there from Luke. Both fighters have slowed down here, looking to both take a break.
Joe once again looking to pressure Luke towards cage wall. Big body kick by Luke landed on Joe.
And there is blood. Joe is bleeding from the nose. Those straight shots from Luke work well, especially in the first round. I think you should go back to those.
Joe is engaging in the clinch a lot as he's pressuring in, but he's not striking much from there. Nice right hand by Joe.
And a good knee there.
Luke now looking to pressure Joe towards cage.
Both fighters are very, very tired here. I think these body shots will add up.
Yeah, you're right. That was as much about tiredness as it was about the sweep.
Huge uppercut from Luke, but he's pressured against the cage.
Big uppercut.
Those knees will work well for Luke Simpson. If he keeps landing those to the body, Joe will surely feel the adverse effects.
They just sap your energy. And that's the close of round 2. Back and forth round.
Huge back and forth round. I'm surprised we're here, to be honest, seeing a third round. They both put everything into those first 2 rounds. It's about who can stay composed and dig the deepest in order to win this fight.
Joe is doing a good job of pressuring Luke towards the cage wall, but when he gets there, he's being ineffective. He gets into these 50-50 clinches where he can't strike effectively. It'd be nice to see him get nice tie clinch, get some knees to the body, and hurt Luke once he gets that clinch.
And for Luke, I think he needs to keep looking for his knees to the body. He's landed some very good knees, and they've taken some steam out of Joe. So he should use those into the third round. He couldn't even get a finish by body strike. Both fighters are very tired, and these body strikes will be felt very hardly in this third round.
Luke is working that uppercut really nicely.
Simon has not deemed that a knockdown, he's deemed that a slip. However, it was the result of Luke's barrage of punches.
Luke is overusing the uppercut now. He needs to be careful about opening up with that strike. It does leave you open to counters.
When you can land a shot, you fall in love with it. And he's noticing that when Joe's crashing forward, he's not guarding his face for that uppercut.
It's a very short distance strike and often not the best one to open a combination with.
No, it's better to finish or add in the middle of a combination. You're quite right, Jack. Joe crashes forward again. Luke tries to frame. He looks for that uppercut again.
As he is the taller man, it makes sense to use the uppercut. You'd expect a countering overhand from Joe instead to make up for the height disparagement.
And he's got those double underhooks against the cage, holding Luke against it.
Joe just walking towards Luke now, not really in a stance. Again, this is where we saw him suffer some knockdowns earlier on.
Both fighters are very tired now, which is why you can see Joe walking forward, taking punches, but they're not the hardest punches. This is due to the fact that they're both so tired. Joe with a nice trick there. That will add up on the points for him.
Joe looking to clinch again.
In fights like this, the clinch can really be a very important factor in scoring. When both fighters are landing shots, whoever dominates the clinch position in the Thai fight can sometimes steal the fight.
Joe looking to pressure in now, land some nice 1-2s.
Spun. And with that, we call the fight an end. We'll have to go to the judges' scorecard for decision, Jack. Who do you favour?
It's a tough one to call. Both fighters are pressuring nicely. Who would you give that one to? Who are you leaning towards?
It's a very difficult one. The first half of the fight, you see Luke pressuring, landing effective strikes, and countering very well, landing sharp knees to the body. As the fight drew out and both fighters got tired, Joe pressured forward, continued to pressure forward, but Luke's counter was less effective as he did have the same pop in his shots. It's a very cool, difficult one to score. The bigger moments were scored by Luke, but I think the overall control was, you would have to give it to Joe. So that's why I think it's such a close fight.
Joe was initiating a lot of those exchanges. He was pressuring forward.
And with our analysis, we now hand you over to the ring announcer. Luke Simpson walks away with a unanimous decision victory after a very close, very tough fight. Both those fighters put it all out there. They were both so tired during the end third of the bout, let's say. But they both showed heart, and Luke Simpson comes away with a well-earned victory.
Just a fantastic fight to watch. Both fighters left it all in the cage.